What are some common end-of-life regrets, and what can we learn from those? My name is Dr. Bliss Lewis. I'm a psychiatrist, and let's look at some of the commonly reported regrets that people mention at the end of life, right? In end-stage illness, in hospice care. There's a number of research studies documenting and describing what comes up. And it would be maybe very useful for us to keep that in mind as we live our lives, so we can avoid some of those regrets. And some of those regrets are a little confusing or like conflicting. Some of the most common ones are not spending enough time with loved ones. So that's very commonly reported and a clear message to us to prioritize time with our loved ones, right? Whether it's family or friends, while we can, when we have the opportunity. And a related common regret at the end of life is not expressing feelings enough. So not having said, I love you, or I miss you, or I forgive you, right? Or, oh, I'm so sad that I missed, your birthday or this or that, right? So that's a very common thing people also report, and maybe like an encouragement for all of us to practice naming our feelings and vulnerably sharing with the people we love what we're feeling, right? Saying these things, right? Getting better at saying, I love you, I miss you, or I forgive you, right? Another common regret is working too much, right? So maybe it goes connected to the first two, right? Very common. Nobody says, I regret not working more. People also do say, I regret not pursuing more meaningful work, right? So there's a common regret of working too much, common regret of not pursuing more meaningful work, and a common regret of not pursuing one's dreams, right? Or authentically living and going for one's dreams. I mean, it's pretty clear what the input from that knowledge might be for us, what we can learn from that. To not get caught at the end of life feeling, I worked too much and I didn't pursue meaningful work or the kind of work that's authentic or meaningful to me. So encouragement at any point in life to pause and zoom out and assess, like, is your work meaningful? Is your work what you want to be doing? Does it allow you to use your strengths? Are you working too much, right? Are you doing something that's not fulfilling or meaningful, right? So some insights, but also a bit confusing because on the one hand, it's like not pursuing one's dreams and authentic expression, right? Which would suggest potentially investing a lot of energy into creative pursuits, writing that book or developing that program or starting that business. And then on the other hand, keep in mind that you also want to spend time with loved ones, right? So there's a bit of tension, right? Like we just want more time, maybe, for all of it, right? For personal life and for developing our work lives and careers. Another very common regret at the end of life is not having taken better care of one's health, right? Physical health, mental health, brain health, not having stuck with better habits around eating and sleeping, nicotine, whatever other substances, exercise, right? Taking care of our bodies. So also like this beautiful message, right, from the edge, from the other side, to give enough weight and enough priority to self-care and caring for this vessel, right, for our bodies, which are absolutely precious and amazing and miraculous, and we're each handed one as our responsibility to care for, right? And of course, we live within large systems. It's not so simple, right? We're exposed to things we cannot control, but whatever is within our control, right? What a reminder to invest into self-care and taking care of the body. And I'll just mention one book I read last year. It's called Outlive by Peter Attia. It's basically how to be a really healthy 95-year-old, right? And that book emphasizes, right, how much effort we need to invest into taking care of our bodies throughout life, right? At 40, 50, 60, to be really well and healthy at 90, 95, right? As we're living longer, that's becoming even more important. So these are some common regrets at the end of life. I hope it's inspiring to just keep them in mind and, take what's useful for you, whatever it inspires for you to live in a way that you want to live, right? This is your life. So maybe, maybe it's one of them, maybe it's all of them that resonate with you. And thank you for listening. Feel free to check out my channel for other related content, and feel free to share in comments any thoughts about these issues.